What's up, B.N.H family? Back again. And today, man, we got the best Larry Bird versus Michael Jordan story ever told. A few people in the comments told me to react to this, so, I had to make it happen. I'm a huge Michael Jordan fan. Uh, he's my GOAT, personally. But, I'm definitely growing to be a Larry Bird fan. You know what I'm saying? He's definitely a pioneer. He's definitely one of the goats. So let's check it out. Let's see what they're talking about, man.
Worthy, who played against both Michael Jordan and Larry Bird, said, "I'd much rather play against Michael Jordan than Larry Bird. Jordan made you look slow, but Bird made you look stupid. Look, I'm not here to convince you that Larry Bird is better than Michael Jordan. I'll just present to you the facts and let the NBA legends who actually played against both of them tell you what they think."
People always ask me who's the hardest player I've ever had to guard. And there was Michael Jordan, George Gervin, the late great Mike Mitchell. I mean, so many players. I always say Larry Bird, and I say this for the reason because when Michael passed the basketball, he kind of hung on his shorts and he sit off to the side. With Larry, when he passed the basketball, is when he became more dangerous.
Mm.
He was either setting a pick, coming off a pick, catching the ball, passing the ball. So he was the one you always had to stay attentive to the whole 24 seconds of that offensive play for the Celtics. And you know what? Oh, he's going to get an offensive rebound. He was going to do something to help his team have the best chance of scoring at that point. So I always say as him, he didn't need the basketball to affect the game.
To the
Mm.
untrained eye, Michael Jordan was light years better than Larry Bird simply because his scoring
Well,
numbers were better. But in actuality,
I will say this. What he's saying is facts, especially considering the era that he's from and where his era, like, his era was the, like, early 80s, mid 80s, late 80s, or whatever. So I will agree, like, during that time, Jordan definitely was a bit of a ball hog. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't gonna lie, it was times, I guess, where, he'll rather take a circus shot than pass to an open man. So that was definitely easy to defend because all you had to do is just, shut down Jordan and you can win the game. But with Bird, I definitely agree with what he's saying because especially during that time, Bird's whole career, like he said, he don't need the ball. Bird had fundamentals, he had skills, he set picks, he could pass, he knew how to, he knew how to run the fast break, all that. So I agree with what he's saying on that for sure. I definitely agree with that.
it was much closer than that because Bird affected the game in so many ways.
I saw Larry Bird one night in Phoenix. They were losing big time at the half. And they come out in the third quarter, and Larry did not take a shot, but dominated the game. He had 7 assists in the third quarter, and they came back and won the game. He could affect the game without taking a shot. Who else can you say that about to that degree? Nobody. Michael could never do that. Never. Michael had to have the ball.
Here's a
Well,
1986 magazine on the NBA. And remember, this is a league with Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Charles Barkley, Isaiah Thomas, Hakeem Olajuwon, Moses Malone, and Dr. J. And in a league with all of these all-time great players, everyone agreed that Larry Bird was the best
all
because in
around player.
1984, 1985, and 1986, Larry Bird won
Every
MVP back to back to
and
back. And in the
and that's
1986
crazy.
playoffs,
Nobody, I don't think, I know nobody's done that since, and I'm not sure. I don't think nobody's done that before that neither. The three back to back to back. So man, he had a hell of a run, dominate for sure.
Larry Bird finally faced Michael Jordan head to head. And in game one, Michael dropped a spectacular 49 points. But Larry Bird had an all around game with 30 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds.
You know, why they showing this commercial, I'm going to say this. What they're saying is correct about Larry, but a lot of people say, like, Mike didn't have an all-around game, but last time I checked, basketball was defense and offense, right? So most people would say Jordan was the best offensive player, and a lot of people would say Jordan was the best defensive player. So, I mean, if he's the best at offense and defense, that sounds like all around to me. I mean, you know, he's a great team defender, a great on-ball defender. He's a great rebounder for a guard, and he's a great passer for a guard too. I mean, if you look at his stats, you know, let me skip this shit. Let's get to it.
3
I ain't gonna.
steals to lead the Celtics to a victory. By game 2, MJ had a revelation.
And this is game 2 of the best-of-5 first-round action, and the Celtics will try to make it 2 in a row over the Bulls.
We really have to play a complete basketball game. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics. I don't think one man can beat the Boston Celtics.
But he sure did try.
He said, I don't think.
Because Jordan turned on God mode and broke the record for the most points ever scored in a playoff game.
Lead in the first half of the game against the Celtics Thursday. Jordan trying to fake Bird, can't do it. Hits the jumper, but Bird played pretty well defensively against Jordan.
I know we started Dennis Johnson out on him, and then we went with B.N.H, myself, with
Bill Walton.
And we was trying to run him to help all the time, but he had his outside shot going so well that he really didn't need to penetrate that much.
Jordan hits it, 56 for Jordan, and that ties the Chicago Bulls all-time leader. Jordan with 8 on the clock. Jordan ties the game.
Oh, boy.
63 points, and you're looking at an all-time record.
Oh, boy.
Michael Jordan.
But it was an incredible playoff performance. I've never seen it before, and I had never seen it after. That wasn't Michael Jordan out there. It was God disguised as Michael Jordan.
But Larry Bird left with the most important statistic of all, the W.
10 on the clock. Bird, pick and roll parry.
Yeah,
Victory for the Boston Celtics to take a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, you can't beat no great team playing one-on-one basketball. It'll never happen. It never has happened, and it never will happen. That's why Jordan wasn't successful until Phil Jackson came in with that triangle offense, because the triangle offense forced you to play within a system, and it forces you to play team basketball. That's why they were so successful. You know what I'm saying? And Pippen got more. Pippen got a lot better. After with more experience. But yeah, you can't beat no great team with one player, man. It just ain't gonna work.
Michael Jordan didn't beat Larry Bird. You showed Michael Jordan going between his legs one time.
Isaiah's a hater.
Against Larry Bird. And that was the game he got 63.
That's when he dropped 63 on Bird. Yes.
But if memory serves me correct, they got swept. No, not lost. They got swept. Okay?
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped all in.
Damn, those old school is talking shit.
Larry Bird went on to win his 3rd championship that year. And the following year, when Larry faced MJ in the playoffs, it happened again.
Side. Larry Bird against Banks, rubs him around a Perry screen, drives it down the lane, and lays it in with a right hand. Michael Jordan with 30 points in this game, so he was 30 or better in all 3 playoff games. Bird's got 31 in the game and 14 in the 4th quarter. Bullseye. Boston has kept it in good hands in the 4th
is that a cut?
Bird, and that's about it.
That's that cut I seen on that highlight tape. But see, you notice in this series, Bird actually outplayed Jordan. Jordan didn't have one of those crazy series like he did last time. They didn't like shut him down, but they controlled him. You know what I'm saying? And Bird actually outplayed him that series too.
The Bulls out 105-94. Too much Celtic talent, too much Celtic experience. for a Bulls team lacking in both areas.
Yes, Larry Bird in
Nigga, that look
back-to-back
like a
years
God
swept
damn, like a
Michael Jordan in
bear
the playoffs.
scratched it.
So if Michael Jordan is the greatest of all time, but Michael Jordan never beat Larry Bird, then what does that make Larry Bird? Now, to be fair, at that point, Michael Jordan didn't have his best teammate ever, Scottie Pippen, yet. When Scottie Pippen arrived, the battles were closer and more intense. And later in the video, I'll let you see exactly what happened when Larry Bird faced a prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen. Because Larry Bird did something so miraculously impressive, no other man in the history of basketball can say they've done. But after Bird swept Jordan back-to-back years in the playoffs, that very next year in 1988, Michael Jordan had statistically the best season ever, where he won the scoring title at 35 points per game, the steals title, the MVP, the defensive player of the year, the All-Star Game MVP, and the dunk contest. He faced Larry Bird 4 times that year, and this is how it went. Game 1, tough battle, Bird wins. Game 2, MJ has a historic 50-point game to win by 10.
Damn.
Game 3, Larry's revenge. After that previous loss, I'm sure Larry Bird had that rematch circled on his calendar, because he ended up with 33, 8, and 7 and blew MJ out by 30 points. Game 4, MJ had an impressive performance with 39 points and 8
blew
assists.
out.
But Larry Legend had 44 points and 10 rebounds, but most importantly, a win versus Michael Jordan in his statistically best season ever.
So he pretty much his own Michael Jordan. They had their number. You know what I'm saying? I guess Larry Bird took it personal. He took it personal.
Though Michael Jordan didn't face Bird again that year in the playoffs, Jordan did face Isaiah Thomas in the Detroit Pistons. And I'll let Isaiah Thomas tell you exactly how he recalls that year and the rest of the 80s.
So Michael Jordan in the 80s, the best year that he had he was the MVP of the league and the defensive player of the year. I believe that was in 88.
Yes.
We
88.
beat them 4-1. I'm gonna say that again. 4-1. They won one
May I
game.
respond?
And he never beat Larry Bird. He never beat Magic and Kareem. He never won. And all I'm saying is in the 80s, what I remember in the 80s, it was Philadelphia with Dr. J, Magic, Kareem, Bird, Michael Jordan. He was a non-factor.
A non-factor.
Yeah, hey.
Is this
hey, the facts is, you know what I'm saying? You can't.
But
you
after
can't.
Isaiah Thomas swept MJ,
That's facts
he
though.
did
He
go on to beat Larry Bird in 6 games. And many people touted the Detroit defense for holding Larry Bird to under 20 points per game. But what many don't include in that story is that Larry Bird was noticeably injured with painful bone spurs in both feet. So only because of injuries, for the first time in 5 seasons, Larry Bird would not make the NBA Finals.
Damn.
Starting the following year, Larry Bird had season-ending surgery on both feet after playing only 6 games. But sadly, it only got worse, because that following offseason, Larry Bird broke his back.
What?
And was never the same.
No,
What? He broke his back?
You think stocks, real estate, or crypto are the best
I mean,
income investments in today's economy?
I knew he hurt his back, but I didn't know he broke his.
Again. But even as Larry Bird's entire body betrayed him, for some reason, he always played well against Michael Jordan. Almost like he had a personal vendetta against Jordan. And I think I know why. When Michael Jordan was in college, he actually played an exhibition game against Larry Bird. Jordan and a bunch of college players, while preparing for the 1984
see?
Olympics, faced Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA stars.
Well, I tell you, he took it personal. I knew it. Without it, I didn't even have to see it. He took that. I knew he took it personal. He had to. I knew it was one of those personal moments.
To toughen the college kids up before they headed to the Olympics. So during pregame warm-ups, when Jordan chased the loose ball to the other end of the court, Larry Bird picked the ball up. But instead of handing it to Jordan, Bird kicked the ball over Jordan's head to the opposite end of the court. And I guess you could say Michael Jordan took that personally.
Now look at Mossy. Really? Oh, so that's how you're going to play it. You going to do this? Okay, fine. That's all I needed. That's all I needed for him to do that. And it became personal with me.
Michael Jordan dominated that game. A young Michael Jordan actually carried a team full of college players past a prime Larry Bird and a bunch of NBA players.
But you know those NBA players wasn't even really taking that shit serious. If they really wanted to win against them college kids, they would have blew them out. Like, I doubt it very seriously that they took that game serious.
Won the battle, but Larry Bird won the war. I think Larry Bird took that loss personally because Jordan never really got the best of Larry Bird ever again. When Larry Bird finally returned to the court after missing basically an entire season with foot surgery and a back injury, he faced prime Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen in a regular season game. The teams went back and forth.
Bagley against Paxson, 10 on the shot clock. Jordan on Bird. Quick feed into Jim Paxson for the layup. Larry Bird has KO'd the read. Jordan steal. Scottie Pippen ahead to Jordan. Michael for the dunk. Bird against Pippen. Bird working on Pippen one-on-one. Hits the fadeaway.
And with 10 seconds to go, it was a tie game. The Celtics had the ball, and the Bulls put their two best defenders, Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, both on Larry Bird because everyone knows who the ball is going to. And then this happened.
Let's see if they wind it all the way down. Inside
Bird
of 10
low,
seconds.
Bird low.
You can't double yet. Now you can quickly. Bird jumper, good.
Turn around fadeaway.
3.6
Bird took him to school.
Larry Bird gives the Boston Celtics a 2-point lead.
Everybody in this building had to know it was going to. Michael came over to help
And he
out.
still hit the shot.
Lead with 3.6
Man.
seconds here, 102
But you see that like you see how easy Bird makes the game. It's just like he don't use hardly any energy. He knows how to get to his spot. You know what I'm saying? It's not a whole bunch of dribbling. It's like, it's not like he don't waste a lot of time. Like either he gonna shoot it or he gonna pass it. Everything is like that. It ain't all this dribbling. Oh, should I pass it or should I? And that's what Jordan used to do. Like when Jordan, before he started winning, he used to do too much. He used to just do too much. He made the game like harder than what it really should have been. But if you notice in his later years, he kind of just let the game come to him, and he was like, and I think he learned, like, I'm pretty sure he learned a lot from Bird, because just that play right there, that reminded me of Jordan when he caught that ball and just turned around and shot it. He learned that shit from Bird.
Shot while being double teamed by both Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, two of the best defenders of all time.
It wasn't really
Somehow the word clutch doesn't even begin to describe the greatness of Larry Bird when the game was on the line. But maybe a quote from NBA Hall of Fame coach, executive, and former player Pat Riley can explain. In an interview, when comparing Larry Bird and Michael Jordan's clutchness, Pat Riley said this iconic quote: "If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save a game, I'd choose Michael Jordan. If I had to choose a player to take a shot to save my life, I'd take Larry Bird." As
Larry Bird was clutch.
Was on his last legs and Michael Jordan was starting his dynasty in 1991, Larry Bird mustered up enough strength to battle MJ again in one of the last great duels between the two.
Gamble came up with the steal.
You see how quick with it, like.
He was met on a switch by Jordan, and there 69, Chicago 67.
See.
Jordan eluding a triple team. Reggie Lewis. Larry Bird.
Bad back and all, still balling.
This battle between two all-time greats came down to the wire. In overtime, it was a tie game with 0.4 seconds on the clock, and the Chicago Bulls had the ball.
Pippen now will look to throw in. 0.4 of a second. And here it is, Jordan with the play. Yes!
No. Wait. Nah, he made. Nah, hold on. Nah, hold on. He made that.
The Chicago Bulls had
Let
the
me
ball.
see.
Pippen now will look to throw in.
They cheated.
Of a second. And here
That was close.
Mike Mathis said no. Did not beat the clock.
Ooh, he almost had it. After Jordan's possible game winner was waved off, Larry Bird, on 4 straight possessions in double overtime, did this.
Jordan.
You see that? One dribble shoot.
They're really concerned about the minutes building up. They want to be fresh going into the playoffs until the game.
Overtime number 2.
No, just turn around and shoot. You see that? That's that's why people be like, you remember you saw that little interview Kobe did. He was like, man, he looks so slow. It should be easy to guard him. That's why it's not easy to guard him, because it's hard. I mean, a guy like them, when he just catch the ball, boom, turn around and shoot. He don't even get a defense time, the defender time to even, get in the real stands or nothing. Just everything is just quick.
Go in the second overtime.
Nice fake. When you got a shot, that pump fake works so. Ooh. Clutch.
The crowd couldn't help but chant the name of the greatest player.
Hey, Bird was serious though.
Shook his head and said, "This guy's too much."
And the chant of Larry. D. Brown beat John Paxson off the pitch.
Oh, D. Brown. Remember he did that no look.
The second overtime, and that will do it.
Yeah, the Celtics had the Bulls number. Well, Bird had Jordan number for sure. Like Jordan probably. I'm surprised he didn't take that personal.
The Celtics held on to win that game, but that year, Michael Jordan won his first championship versus Magic Johnson in the finals, and his dynasty had officially begun.
Larry and I were talking, and Michael walks in, and he says, "There's a new sheriff in town." And we both hit each other like, well, he's not lying.
Larry Bird retired after that next season, but not before he took the court with Michael Jordan one last time. Except this time, it would be on the same team in what many would call the greatest team ever assembled, the 1992 Dream Team.
And rebounded by Jordan.
Perez may have realized that may be his best opportunity to get an open look in transition.
Magic with the pass that misfired. Jordan with the behind-the-back save. Here's Kerr. Yes!
And you just knew that Larry Bird was not going to miss that shot after the.
He wearing number 7?
Larry, I hate that you're retiring. Thank goodness. I'm glad. I'm tired of seeing your face for a lot of sad memories to me, but you know, I enjoyed you tremendously. I wish you a lot of luck, and I think you had a very wonderful career, even though you probably ruined a lot of my successful games against the Boston Celtics.
Damn.
And I'll see you somewhere along the road, somewhere playing golf.
Even though he dropped 63, we stepped
Perry. Hey, she can't.
Need a UGC video for
I'm
your
gonna keep it.
business?
I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. Yeah, I mean, you can't. All I know is, if you're a Bird fan, I could definitely understand why you would say he's a GOAT or he's better than Jordan, because, especially if you see him play, because Jordan never beat him. You know what I'm saying? So, except what, maybe a couple times in the regular season, but that shit don't mean nothing.
Need a
But
UGC
yeah, man,
video for your business? Find me and many other skilled
press
creators.
the like button, comment, subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time, man. Peace.